All right, tell about it. My first automatic relation, um, well, it wasn't an automatic relation. I take that back. It was a keyword search. Actually, most of these were keyword searches because the one word that I thought of when I read the words tell about it is the word share, which is something that I've been thinking about. Share versus express. Now, what does it mean to share? This is a note that I wrote down. To share, the definition is to have a portion of something with another or others. Like he shared the pie with her. So sharing involves other people. It has to. It's to take something that you have and offer it to other people, offer the experience to other people. Like you can't share unless you have someone else involved. I can create something magnificent and I can express it in words in a note. But if I've not told somebody about what I have experienced, the thought that I had, the revelation that I had, if I haven't told somebody, then it's still just stuck with me. Like what makes the world beautiful is when we tell about what has happened to us, when we tell our story, right? And then there's this another one, only share what excites you. And this yeah, I don't know. I had this thought. I don't know when this was. I've struggled lately with trying to come up with content that will please people, right? Sometimes the things that please people, I'm just like it's not me. I don't want to share it just because it's something that pleases people because it's not authentic. I want it to be authentic whenever I share something. So I had this kind of this filter. I should not share something if it doesn't excite me. Or in this case, only share what excites you, which is related to this Austin Kleon quote. Austin Kleon quote, make stuff you love and talk about stuff you love, and you'll attract people who love that kind of stuff. Simple. It's harder to do when you got mind monsters telling you to, create things, the trendy things or whatever, but that's, I think this is a sustainable approach is to just whatever fascinates you, talk about that. Learn about that. Write about that. All right? Here's another idea that came up. These are all ideas that I've had in the past, so I haven't really needed to write anything. These are just ideas that I've already thought about that are related to tell about it. What's awakening your heart today? So another way to think about it. What's awakening your heart today? I love this from Alan Arnold. He says, surprise us with what's awakening your heart rather than giving us a serving of what giving us surprise us with what's awakening your heart rather than giving us a serving of what was once said. That's that speaks to me still. Awakening. I put a picture of of an antonym, right? The opposite of the word awaken means to send to sleep. Like if I think about that in that way, if there's something that's sending my heart to sleep, like I need to stay away from that and I need to not share it, of course. It's kind of similar to share what excites you, which is why I have that here. The link is not connected though. This is cool. This idea. You have a unique story and a perspective. Something will be missing if you don't share. That's something else. Tell about it. You tell about it. You tell your story. You tell your perspective. Now, this came from the Bible. I love the story of the Bible. This came from the book of Luke. And the book of Luke is in the New Testament and is written by the author Luke. And this is what he says in chapter 1, verses 1 through 4. Many people have set out to write accounts about the events that have been fulfilled among us. They use the eyewitnesses' reports circulating among us from the early disciples. Having carefully investigated everything from the beginning, I also have decided to write an accurate account, for you, most honorable Theophilus. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Theophilus, I think that's so that you can be certain of the truth of everything that you were taught. And I just had these thoughts. Isn't that how we feel sometimes, right? Many people already have set out to talk about something, so why should I talk about it? But that didn't stop Luke. He even writes it in this beginning chapter. There's a lot of people talking about this, but I wanted to talk about it too. I wanted to give an account. And it was just for one person if you read this right here, which is another thing that is a great principle to kind of live by. And if you're going to be creating specifically for one person, the more specific it is, the more personal it is, and the more personal it is, the more effective it is. I just thought, imagine if Luke didn't write. What if he decided not to do that? He's like, everybody else has written their accounts, and I think we've covered everything. But we can see that there are quite a few stories that would be missing, right? We wouldn't know the stories about the prodigal son, the Good Samaritan, the wedding banquet, and other amazing teachings. And only in the book of Luke do we find these stories: the shepherds at Bethlehem, the 10 lepers who were healed, the young man from Nain who was raised from the dead, and the dying thief on the cross next to Jesus. Now, that's wild to think about. Like, if you don't tell your story, there's going to be something missing. That's why I have this title. Something will be missing if you don't share, if you don't tell about it. Find and create. Find and create. I wrote this down, it looks like in 2021. My power comes in the finding and creating. I liked it personally, and I find it actually, it strengthens me to find and create things. Finding is all about the search. I'm turning over rocks. I'm looking at things from multiple angles, and this finding is the springboard for the creating. It informs what I create. Find and create. Then I have this other idea that's related to that: systems to find and create and share something every day. What are the systems for that? Walk, read, do something out of the ordinary, meaningful conversations. A second brain helps us find and create meaning. That's another thought that I have as it relates to tell about it. Now, this is the root work here that is related to this idea. But as I was considering all of this, instructions for living a life, pay attention, be astonished, and tell about it. And as I was considering these thoughts and ideas that I had related to that, I had one final thought, and that is personal knowledge management is something that everyone should grow in. Why? Because it is the system for capturing the miracles in your life, for stewarding the knowledge imparted to you, for increasing in self-awareness, and for creating lasting work.